Please join me in a spirit of reverence. Holy One, in the midst of the chaos, exhaustion, and uncertainty of our world, always present, but this year keenly felt, we pause this morning to give thanks for the blessing of marking important transitions together. We give thanks for the support of family and friends, of mentors, professors, and staff members, and the hard work of our ancestors who brought us here through this year to this moment. We call to mind all those who are not able to be here with us today and all those we have lost. This commencement day, bless our holy work of celebrating and releasing the most recent graduates of our Westminster community. There is much going on in the world. There is much work for all of us to do, but for just this day, for just this moment, let us be fully present, fully here in gratitude and celebration. This we pray in the name of all that is holy, all that is sacred, and all that is good. May it be so. Amen. You may be seated. And I would now like to invite Dr. David Roebuck, Vice President for Academic Affairs and Dean of the Faculty, to the podium for the welcome.
Dr. Gerhardt, Interim President Lofi, Board Chair Morton, trustees, members of the Platform Party, graduates, faculty, families, all of those watching remotely today. Good morning. I'm David Roebuck, Vice President for Academic Affairs and Dean of the Faculty. It's my honor to welcome you to Westminster College's 2021 commencement ceremony. I'm honored to celebrate this special day with you. You, the class of 2021, just completed a most unusual year, an unprecedented year, as many have called it, that none of us will ever forget, and that makes the event today even more special, I think. So you should be proud of all you've accomplished this year and throughout your entire time at Westminster College. Today you become part of a significant tradition. Thousands have graduated from this historic institution since the first class set foot on the Hill in 1851. Today you join their ranks. Westminster graduates have gone on to become world-renowned physicians, state Supreme Court justices, famous authors, global entrepreneurs, humanitarian, activists, innovators of technology. Graduates have also become teachers, social workers, business and financial leaders, and much, much more. What matters most is that Westminster's graduates make an impact on the world. You will have an impact on the world in your own way because of the time that you spend here. Today you're rewarded for your hard work. Because of your decision to attend Westminster College, your lives have been enriched beyond measure. Westminster is better because of your time here, and the lives of many others will be enriched because of your influence. Let me again welcome you to Westminster College's 2021 commencement ceremony. Enjoy this special day. Now it's my pleasure to introduce Samantha Henderson, Senior Class President.
Thank you. I kept questioning how I was going to start the speech and kept running through my head different approaches to this. And here's what I came up with. First, I would like to thank the students, parents, faculty, staff, alumni, and distinguished guests for making out to this momentous occasion, as well as Connor Felter for helping me write the speech. Class of 2021, here we are. We finally made it to the end of a hell of a year. I know what you're all expecting to hear. We made it through a pandemic, survived quarantine, and we're leaving 2020 behind, yada, yada, yada. I don't want to talk about what we have had to hear every day for the past year and all the unprecedented times we have overcome. The last year may have been quite a change from what we have grown used to during the first 2.5 years we spent here, but it shouldn't dictate our entire collegiate career. I instead want to reflect on the great time we had here at Westminster that we will truly remember 20, 30, even 40 years from now. Also, I would like to personally apologize to Professor Keith Hardman for the amount of public speaking rules I'm about to break. Sadly, being a biochemistry major doesn't allow time to take speech 101. Class of 2021, we made it. We truly made it. It seems like only yesterday that we are standing in front of the columns, some of us scared out of our minds, some overly confident, and some having no clue what they are doing, about to walk through and join the Westminster community. From our first class and seminar, trying to quickly make friends, to freaking out over our first test, to our first college party after to forget the same test we just bombed. It truly was an experience. We lost a few along the way, but we who remained pushed through, and now here we are, staring at the finish line. J.K. Rowling says, "It's impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case you fail by default." It wouldn't be a true college experience without the staying up late at night in the Hazel wing of the library, cramming for an anatomy test the next day, all the while debating if I should have taken the easy route and been a business major. Sorry, business majors. It is these moments in life we will look back to, enjoying our times here together, the friends we made, the moments we shared, and the memories that we will cherish forever. From Rock the Hill to the Jesse McCartney concert here in Champ, to sledding down Westminster Hill at night to dodge being caught by Ron, to finding out we had an extended spring break last March, to half of campus being quarantined this past fall. We truly did it all. It wasn't a perfect 4 years, but Rome wasn't built in 4 years either. We have the rest of our lives ahead of us now, and we have Westminster College to thank for getting us to this moment. To the faculty that taught us, to our parents that raised us, to our friends who encouraged us, I speak for the graduating class of 2021 in thanking you for all that you have done. Now it is my pleasure to introduce President and Chief Transformation Officer of Westminster College, Don Lofi.
Thank you, Samantha, and good morning to all, and welcome to the graduation ceremony honoring the Westminster class of 2021. I am Don Lofi, the interim president of the college. And on behalf of the entire Westminster College community, it is my honor and pleasure to welcome our board chair, Jim Morton, commencement speaker, Dr. David Gerhardt, and his alumnus and his wife, Jane, our ceremony members, faculty, staff, and cabinet, and those watching from afar virtually who could not be with us today, and those who are watching virtually from Hunter, as well as the historic gym, and most especially our class of 2021 graduates to today's ceremony. I would also like to add a special welcome to two distinguished guests who will be receiving an honorary degree from Westminster College shortly, Mr. William Reller and Dr. Monroe Trout, joining us from Appleton, Wisconsin today. In addition, I'd like to recognize my wife, Lorraine, and our daughter, Lauren, who are in the audience and joining us today. Our son, Don III, could not be with us this morning for these ceremonies. As Dr. Roebuck mentioned, this is truly a remarkable day for the class of 2021 graduates, and none of us here today will soon forget. Not only the issues that our world has experienced and the effects on all of us, but because today we're here to recognize your collective hard work, perseverance, and just will to succeed. Despite challenging times this past year, to say the least, again, your dedication and hard work have led to you today to this significant accomplishment in your life. As I thought about my remarks for this morning's ceremony, I found myself thinking about somewhat the unique personal experience that I have to share with you as graduates of Westminster College, as well as the pride and other emotions that your parents, family, and friends are most likely experiencing today. 40 years ago, March 20th, 1979, to be specific, and I remember the date, in this very building, I graduated from Westminster College and started my career 5 weeks later as a staff accountant with a Big 8 accounting firm, and I was happy to have a job at that time. Although different than today's ceremony in many respects, my parents and grandparents and friends were in the audience too. There was not a pandemic though. However, I still remember that day's feeling of accomplishment as I walked across this very stage and my own family and friends' emotions that day. Graduates of the class of 2021, as you begin the next steps of your career and other life experiences, please be assured you always have a home here at Westminster College. Although I spent many years away from the campus because of professional and personal responsibilities, I always found coming back to campus to be such a positive and pleasant experience, especially these past several years. There will be challenges that you have to work through, both professionally and personally, as you know and as you go forward from here today. I assure you, as we all know, there's not been a student, faculty, staff, or employee, or board handbook chapter on dealing with a pandemic, or anything in our respective jobs descriptions, especially people on this stage and others, on how to manage a pandemic active year, operationally or financially. However, for the most part, despite understandable disruption and stressful times throughout the past year, we made it here today, all of us. That said, it's my sincere and genuine wish to all of you that the education, experiences, and friendships and other relationships you have made at Westminster have and will provide you in the future with a strong foundation, as it did me and many others, to pursue your own goals, ambitions, and new relationships. In closing, I am truly humbled and honored to be the interim president of this institution and to serve as its president and chief transformation officer effective July 1st, 2021. I care deeply about Westminster, as I know you do too, and as new graduates and alumni of the college, again, I know you do as well. Westminster College has been here for 170 years and dealt with many challenges in the last century and a half, some more difficult than others, such as the effects of a pandemic. Like the college, I am confident you, as graduates, will weather these present circumstances and other challenges through hard work, dedication, perseverance, and the strong and ongoing support from the Westminster College community. I am genuinely excited about the college's future and you, the class of 2021, and you're an important part of that future. We collectively have a lot to be optimistic about where we are and where we are going forward. Again, I would like to congratulate you, the class of 2021, on your significant life accomplishment. It is so well deserved. And at this time, I would ask everyone here today and remotely to stand and give a round of applause and a heartfelt recognition of your graduates' momentum achievement, and to congratulate all parties for the part they played in your achievements in this milestone as well. Thank you. Before I leave the podium, I want to have an update regarding the selection of the new young trustee to serve on our board to replace Olivia Wilson, class of 2019, who will be completing her term as of June 30th, 2021. Thank you, Olivia, for your significant support and service to the board and the college over the past 2 years. The young trustee is selected from among our graduating seniors after a nomination process by the Westminster College community. Seniors may nominate, while faculty and staff and board members also may submit nominations. The young trustee works with the board trustee members in support of the college to stay active in the Westminster community and to share the perspective of being a new alumni member, and it's a very important role. This young trustee serves for a 2-year term and is an ex officio member of the Board of Trustees Student Life Committee, Enrollment Committee, and other committees as determined by the board chair. Currently, the cabinet and I are in the process of reviewing the recently submitted nominations and meeting with the nominated graduating seniors. Shortly, we will submit to the Governance and Trustee Committee of the board a slate of nominated young trustee candidates for their consideration and recommendation for the board approval in early June. And now, I'd like to introduce the chair of Westminster College Board of Trustees, Jim Morton, who's going to say a few words, and I'd also like to wish him a very happy birthday today.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Don. As chairman of Westminster College's Board of Trustees, it is my honor to congratulate the class of 2021 on your graduation. During the past 4 years, you have encountered a great deal of adversity. Yet you have had the fortitude to overcome the difficulties which confronted you. The ability you have demonstrated in being able to adjust to ever-changing circumstances and conditions will serve you well in the future. Adaptability is a trait that is and will be highly valued by employers. Just as you have adjusted to hybrid and virtual learning in the last 2 years, during your careers, you will be expected to rapidly learn new skills as circumstances continue to evolve and change. Those who are rigid and either unwilling or unable to change are going to be at a great disadvantage. Even before the COVID-19 pandemic, it was expected that during one's career, you could expect to need to be retrained more than once. The pandemic has made this expectation even more certain. Personally, even during my career, I advanced from starting as a young corporate tax attorney to a VP for Public Relations and Government Affairs to a senior management position in charge of finance and administration. Over 30-plus years, this made for an incredibly challenging and interesting corporate career. I know that at both Michelin and Nissan, we look for people who are not only talented and knowledgeable in the field they were trained in, but were flexible when new career opportunities presented themselves. Again, on behalf of the board, I want to wish you much happiness and success in both your personal lives and careers. Congratulations. We have the pleasure this year to confer 2 honorary degrees approved by Westminster's Board of Trustees. Our first degree recipient is Mr. William E. Reller, class of 1956. Mr. Reller, along with Mr. Lofi, would you please step forward?
Like to proceed? Mr. Reller, in recognition of your achievements and accomplishments in service to society and Westminster College, the Board of Trustees of Westminster College has moved to grant you an honorary degree. And to introduce Mr. Reller, I'm pleased to welcome virtually trustee alumnus and Churchill Fellow and honorary degree recipient himself, Bob Mulhauser, a member of class of 1968.
President Lofi, Chair Morton, esteemed members of the faculty, staff, and particularly this wonderful graduating class of 2021 and your families. I thank you for allowing me to take some time to share with you a few words about our friend and alumnus, Bill Reller. I am Bob Mulhauser, a proud graduate of this terrific college. Because of a personal obligation, I'm not able to be with you today, so I'm here virtually from my home here in California. As a former chair of Westminster's Board of Trustees, I feel like I'm in a strong position to assess Bill Reller's qualifications for this, Westminster's highest honor. First, I say there is no one for whom I have more respect. Bill Reller is a role model. He was born in Chicago, grew up in Lake Ozark, graduated from Westminster College, and then Stanford University. This, then his many accomplishments, including his marriage to his wonderful wife, Carolyn, began, winding up with Bill being a leading citizen in Palo Alto, California, the home of Stanford University. Bill is an alumnus of significant career accomplishments, mainly in the real estate arena. He started out as a broker and then became a leading developer and real estate investor in the heart of Silicon Valley, which arguably is among the most competitive markets in the world. Within his diverse interests, Bill has been on the board of 10 organizations, the president of 5. As a philanthropist, he has provided broad financial support to various organizations here and around the world. Speaking of the globe, Bill has been a world traveler for years, attempting to better understand cultures and appreciate the people there in need, often supporting those in need. In the past, when I have called Bill, I'll get responses from like, hey, Bob, I'm in Mongolia, or Bob, I'm hiking in the Himalayas in Bhutan, or I'm on a train from Moscow to Beijing. He's really remarkable. Bill has cared deeply about this wonderful college and continues with close personal relationships with his Phi Delta Theta brothers as well as other students. And as a trustee emeritus, he remains engaged in the affairs of Westminster College and our America's National Churchill Museum, which was conceived by Dr. Robert L.D. Davidson, our 15th president, who also happened to have been a personal mentor to Bill. Quite simply, Bill has been doing that to which each of us should be aspiring, living lives of success, significance, and service. Bill Reller, I congratulate you sincerely. And to President Lofi, Chair Morton, and the Westminster College Board of Trustees, I congratulate you on your wisdom in awarding this highest honor. Have a good day.
Thank you, Bob, for those remarks. It is now my privilege, with Chair Morton, to present Mr. William E. Reller with the honorary degree of Doctor of Humanities. Don't go anywhere yet. Mr. Reller, in the name of Westminster College, and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and by the State of Missouri, I hereby confer upon you, Mr. William E. Reller, the honorary degree of Doctor of Humanities with all the rights and privileges pertaining to thereto. In recognition thereof, we've delivered you this diploma, duly signed and sealed, and the direct that you be vested with the hood, which is a symbol of this degree, with Dr. Roebuck just bestowed upon you. We believe that you will bear this degree with distinction to yourself and with a significant honor to the college. And congratulations again, Bill. I'd like to take a picture first, and then for some remarks from you. Jim? Yes.
First, I would say today's not my birthday. Second of all, having listened to Bob Mulhauser, I should just sit down. I must say, it's an honor to be here today to acknowledge the accomplishments of many, particularly those of graduates of 2021. I recall receiving my diploma, having gone through the columns. Before the day's over, I'm going to go back through them. In any event, received my diploma in the gymnasium. 4 years prior, Westminster College for Men housed all new students in the gymnasium. Bunks arranged in Army barracks. As rush week ensued, fraternities housed almost all the students. There were no residence halls, Churchill Memorial, Christopher Wren Church. Times changed. Times changed, excuse me. My aggregate total college experience never included the grade of A, and so I was relieved to learn there would be no final exam for this Doctor of Humanities thing. But I do thank you. Following graduation as an infantry second lieutenant, airborne and ranger trained and followed by a year in Korea, I obtained an MBA from Stanford University and have lived in Palo Alto for the last 63 years. Over time, I have enjoyed being engaged in numerous community activities. Life has been extraordinarily good to me, a mystery of sorts. While I'm proud of what has been, few have had the happiness that I experience on a daily basis. I have an amazing family of 3 children, spouses, and 9 grandchildren, equally divided, of course. Scotch taped to my bathroom mirror is the following: the act of giving thanks enriches and elevates all of us. It has been proven that those that show their gratitude and share their light are more likely to be happy because they are consciously open to the positive. It is not a matter of personality, but of practice. When we choose to give gratitude, we receive happiness in return. That quote resonates with me. It is an utter privilege to support others, whatever course in life. I am who I am, and I am who I am, in part because of the Westminster that was and is. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. I now have the second honor of awarding our second honorary degree to Dr. Monroe E. Trout, who is joining us virtually from his home in Appleton, Wisconsin. With him is the Director and Chief Curator of America's National Churchill Museum and Churchill Fellow of Westminster College, Timothy Riley, who will introduce Dr. Trout.
President Lofi, members of the Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, Mr. Reller, Dr. Reller, and especially members of the class of 2021 and their families, thank you for the opportunity to introduce to you Churchill Fellow of Westminster College, Monroe Trout. 75 years ago, during an academic ceremony in Westminster's historic gymnasium, Winston Churchill delivered the 7th John Finley Green Foundation Lecture. His address, The Sinews of Peace, commonly known as the Iron Curtain speech, provided a blueprint for national and international security that permitted the Western democracies to wage and ultimately win the Cold War. The words Churchill spoke on our campus changed the world. After his speech, it is said that the former British Prime Minister turned to President Truman and proclaimed, "That was the most significant speech that I have ever given." While Churchill's speech on March 5th, 1946 at Westminster is well known throughout the world, less known is the fact that Winston Churchill, along with President Truman, was awarded an honorary degree by the college. Upon receiving such honorifics, and he, like Dr. Trout, received several during his lifetime, Churchill, a lackluster student during his younger days, often quipped, "Never has someone who failed so many examinations received so many degrees." In the case of Monroe Trout, who has a distinguished career in medicine, law, business, and service to our country, including as a spy during the Cold War, he has passed every test and challenge with distinction and honor. I dare say, Monroe, you have surpassed Churchill in this regard. Many of Dr. Trout's impressive accomplishments and achievements are printed in your program, and I won't read here what is printed there, although if you care to learn more, Monroe's excellent autobiography is on sale in the museum's bookshop. Suffice to say that Dr. Trout's distinguished career in healthcare, military, the arts, and philanthropy have made him a worthy recipient of the honor we bestow upon him today. While we cannot be there on campus with you in person, we have brought a little bit of Westminster and America's National Churchill Museum here to Appleton, Wisconsin. We have temporarily removed from exhibition at the museum the splendid academic robe Monroe is currently wearing. It is a scarlet robe from Oxford, the same as the one worn by Winston Churchill when he received his honorary degree 3/4 of a century ago. It is fitting that you wear it today. Likewise, this cap, long stowed away in the museum's vault, was the cap worn by Westminster College President Frank McClure when he presented Churchill and President Truman with their honorary degrees. So history is with us. We stand here ready to recognize Dr. Trout today with the college's highest honor. It is very well deserved. Congratulations, Monroe.
Thank you.
Mr. Morton, Chair Morton, would you join me, please, on stage?
Thank you to all of you who helped make this a great day.
Monroe, it is now my privilege to present you, Dr. Monroe E. Trout, with the honorary degree of Doctor of Science. I now ask Mr. Riley to present at this moment your diploma in the hood on our behalf.
And I also, in the words of Winston Churchill, said in the shortest commencement speech he ever gave, he said, "Never, never, never give up." Thank you very much.
I'll read these remarks again. It is now my pleasure and Mr. Board Chair Morton's pleasure and privilege to present you, Dr. Monroe E. Trout, with the honorary degree of Doctor of Science. I now ask Mr. Riley to present now the diploma and the hood on our behalf. In the name of Westminster College, and by the authority invested in me by the Board of Trustees and by the State of Missouri, I hereby confer upon you, Dr. Monroe E. Trout, the honorary degree of Doctor of Science, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. In recognition thereof, I direct again to be delivered to you your diploma, duly signed and sealed, and direct that you be vested again with the hood which Tim has just bestowed upon you. We believe that you bear this degree with distinction to yourself and with significant honor to the college. Congratulations, Monroe.
Thank you very much.
Monroe, would you like to make any further remarks?
I think that as Winston Churchill gave the shortest address in a commencement speech, I'll defer to him. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tim and Monroe.
Thank you.
Now it is my pleasure to introduce our speaker for today's commencement exercises, Dr. David Gerhardt. Dr. Gerhardt is a highly regarded Westminster alumnus from the class of 1974. A member of the Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity, Dr. Gerhardt graduated from the college with degrees in political science and speech before embarking on an esteemed career spanning decades in higher education. He holds both a law degree and a Doctor of Education degree from the University of Arkansas. A native of Fayetteville, Dr. Gerhardt serves as the Chancellor of the University of Arkansas from 2008 to 2015, following 10 years as Vice Chancellor for University Advancement. As both Chancellor and Vice Chancellor, Dr. Gerhardt was credited with overseeing a number of institutional improvements, including the first tuition freeze in 24 years, a $700 million campus capital plan, and the campaign for the 21st century, the most successful capital campaign in Arkansas history, which raised more than $1 billion for academic programs. Dr. Gerhardt received the Black Caucus Lifetime Achievement Award, was named an outstanding teacher, outstanding faculty member, and outstanding alumnus by multiple departments at the University of Arkansas, where he co-founded the National Lab for the Study of the College President. Prior to his tenure at the University of Arkansas, Dr. Gerhardt served as the Senior Vice President and managing director of an international consulting firm, and as a senior vice president of Penn State University, during which time he was named a Fulbright Scholar. Early in his career, Dr. Gerhardt also served as Director of Development and Advancement to the President right here at Westminster College. He was named as Distinguished Westminster Alumnus in 1992, and in addition, Dr. Gerhardt was a member of the college's Board of Trustees from 1998 to 2001. He is the author of 6 books and numerous academic articles, and Dr. Gerhardt and his wife Jane, who again is joining us today, have been married for 45 years and have 2 children and 5 grandchildren. Now, it's great pleasure I introduce Dr. David Gerhardt as our commencement speaker.
Well, thank you very much for that kind introduction. Proud graduates of the class of 2021, Mr. Chairman and members of the Board of Trustees, President Lofi, faculty, staff, parents, family, and friends, and our honorees today who have received honorary degrees, congratulations to you. What a distinct honor and privilege it is for me to speak here today in this marvelous setting at this historic college, my alma mater. I'm most grateful to President Lofi for the kind invitation. It is an honor that I truly treasure. I have watched the progress of Westminster for many, many years, and I must say that our beloved institution is in superb hands under Don Lofi's leadership. Thank you, Mr. President, for helping to secure Westminster's future. And by the way, Mr. President, you have most likely already discovered that being a college president is like being the CEO of a cemetery. You got lots of people under you, but ain't nobody listening. Almost 50 years ago today, I sat where you are sitting, eager to get my diploma and head out into the world. Much has changed from the world of 50 years ago, while many things have stayed the same. Let me ask our graduates of today if any of the following sounds familiar to you. 10 minutes in the morning was more than enough time to get ready for your first class. You never realized so many people are smarter than you. You never realized that so many people are dumber than you. You have learned to sleep with the lights on, noise, extreme temperatures, and snoring roommates. Dishes in your room aren't dirty until they start attracting bugs or mold. You've used a credit card for 65 cents, and your idea of doing your hair is putting on a baseball cap. And since you haven't been able to find time to do laundry, you decide to wear your swimsuit to class. Oh yes, I did that several times when I was here. Yes, graduates, today is your big day. The day when you jam 4 years' worth of unlaundered underwear into a hefty bag and leave college prepared by your marvelous professors to go out into the real world. Now, the first thing you will notice is that your outstanding professors are not going into the real world with you. Come on, graduates. They're not stupid. That's why they're professors. You are meeting that cold, cruel, harsh world by yourself. You're on your own. It's time to buckle down and face reality. Unless, of course, you are moving back in with your parents. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. I did that myself 50 years ago. A waiter approaches a table celebrating their daughter's graduation. The proud father tells the waiter, "Our daughter just graduated from college with an English degree." The waiter says, "That's so great. Congratulations. I actually have a master's degree in English literature myself. Can I get you folks started with some chips and salsa?" By the way, graduates, tomorrow is Mother's Day. I'm just saying, okay? Mother's Day. Jane and I have 2 grown children. Last year, they got their mom a card for Mother's Day, and it read, "Mom, you've taken such good care of us that one day we'll return the favor. We will sell your house and all of your possessions and put you in the best nursing home there is." Now, mothers, those of you listening remotely, I know you understand completely why some animals eat their young. I'm reminded of the infamous line by Lillian Carter, the mother of President Carter and Billy Carter, and I quote, "When I look at my children, I say to myself, Lillian, you should have remained a virgin." The truth is, graduates, that your parents most likely sacrificed a lot to get you to this day. So I want to ask our graduates to please join me in giving your parents a hearty round of applause. A mother was concerned about her only son going off to college. She wrote a letter to the college president. "Dear Mr. President, my son has been accepted for admission to your college and will soon be leaving. He will be leaving me. I am writing to ask that you give your personal attention to the selection of his roommate. I want to be sure that his roommate is not the kind of person who uses foul language or tells off-color jokes, smokes, drinks, or chases after girls. You see, Mr. President, this is the first time my son will be away from home, except for the 3 years in the Marine Corps. The fact that you are here today dressed in academic regalia that is nearly 8 centuries old is proof that you know and value a college degree, and that you have emerged victorious in the face of one of the most daunting years of higher education has ever faced. It is proof of your perseverance, your adaptability, and your resilience. And you have succeeded not only because of your character and talents, but because you were smart enough to choose one of the finest liberal arts colleges in the country. Like you, I chose Westminster College 50 years ago for the same reasons. It remains one of the best decisions of my life, and so it will be with you as well. A liberal arts education is still highly valued. It prepares students not only to make a living, but to also make a life. Critical thinking, problem solving, self-expression, and lifelong learning, all skills a liberal arts degree emphasizes, are central to a great career, and even more important, to a life well lived. Several years ago, I was asked to speak at the University of Arkansas banquet full of College of Engineering students and alumni. I was introduced as a liberal arts graduate, not an engineer like my predecessor. The Master of Ceremonies told the crowd to be nice to me anyway. When I took the podium, I asked the person who introduced me if he knew what an engineering graduate calls a liberal arts graduate. The answer, boss. Besides wanting a liberal arts education, what also drew me to Westminster College was that I believed it was sanctified by a visit in early 1946 by the indispensable leader of the 20th century and arguably the most resilient British Prime Minister, Sir Winston Churchill. His Iron Curtain speech remains as perhaps the most important policy statement of the 20th century. Here on these grounds, Churchill warned about the partitioning of Eastern European influence of the Soviet Union and the beginning of the Cold War. So as you graduate today from the sanctified halls of Westminster College, consider yourself as among the most talented and resilient men and women of the rising generation. Our nation highly values and urgently needs you. Yes, our nation needs you more than ever. We need your talents, your intellect, your skills, your energy, your work ethic, your optimism, and your desire to succeed. We need you if our nation is to navigate the challenges of the 21st century, ensuring that the Churchillian values of freedom individual dignity, and human rights carry the world over. I want you to promise that you will continue your education for the remainder of your life. I do not necessarily mean formal education. Some of you will move on to graduate school, law school, medical school, and some into the world of work, and all of those choices are very exciting. What I mean by continuing your education is to stay relevant in the world. Embrace your surroundings. Keep up to date with trends and technology. Incredible change is happening all around us. If you do not continue to educate yourself, you're going to be left behind. Let's face it, folks. The only people that like change are wet babies. But you will not be able to adapt to change without staying on the cutting edge of life. So how do you do that? Well, it's quite simple. Read, read, read. Words are the building blocks of life. Reading is fundamental to functioning in today's society. Read everything, read anything, read fiction, nonfiction, news reports. Just read. It is the greatest way to continue your education. Reading makes you more empathetic and more understanding and gives you a window on the world. In 1973, the late Washington humorist Art Buchwald gave a commencement address to a New England college 2 months before Richard Nixon was to resign and Watergate and the Vietnam War controversies were raging. He rose and said, after one line of sarcasm, he said, "Now we adults have made a perfect world for you out there. Don't go out and screw it up." And there's nothing worse in life than to bore someone. Winston Churchill was listening to a rambling speech by a member of Parliament when he dozed off. The speaker yelled at him from the podium, "Mr. Churchill, must you fall asleep while I am speaking?" "No," Churchill replied, "it's purely voluntary." And I'm not going to tell you today to go out and conquer the world or make a lot of money and be rich and famous. Comedian Bill Murray said, "I always want to say to people who want to be rich and famous, try being rich first and see if that doesn't cover it." And yes, I've been rich and I've been poor, and rich is better. But that's not my message today, although there is certainly nothing wrong with making money. Making money and giving it back to Westminster College is the American way. A part of me wants to tell you that the world is crazy, the world is nuts, and to just stay here. Stay right here. Do not vacate your residence halls, your apartments, your living units. Ask your parents for more money, and do not leave. Go back to bed. Pull the covers over your head. But of course, that is not realistic nor possible. You're going to face a mean world out there. It's going to be tough. I don't want to sugarcoat the backdrop of this occasion. We live in very precarious and dangerous times. You are going into a world full of challenges. My generation doesn't seem to have done a very good job of solving them, like Art Buchwald said. Global public health, environmental sustainability, global warming, social, economic, and development and human rights issues, access to justice, stark racism, terrorism throughout the world, and America's continued infatuation with guns. And that's just to name a few of the issues we face. Graduates, you'll find out, if you don't already know, that life isn't fair. To your generation, Elvis has always been an impersonator. If life was fair, Elvis would still be alive and the impersonators would be dead. So what can I possibly tell you today that can prepare you for that kind of world? To be sure, the challenges are many, but it is a glorious time to be facing the world. Change is in the air and all around you. Did you know that Uber is the biggest taxi company in the world, but they own no cars? Airbnb is now the largest hotel company in the world, but it does not own any properties. 2 years ago, a computer beat the best Go player in the world 10 years earlier than expected. And science tells us that in a very few years, you won't need to own a car. You will call up a car with your phone, it will show up at your location and drive to you to your destination. It is possible, entirely possible, graduates, that your grandkids will never have a driver's license and will never own a car. And if you have a good idea for the future, but it doesn't work with or use your phone, forget the idea. Phones reign supreme. By 2022, just a year from now, 75% of all humans will own a smartphone. Yes, my graduates, you are moving into a world of rapid and exciting change, with many challenges, but many opportunities. So just a couple of things I want to share with you. First, nothing, and I mean nothing, is more important than nurturing one's love of your Creator, love of family and friends. Nothing. I suspect some of you may not have a strong faith background. Perhaps you do not even believe in the spiritual. That is certainly your personal choice. But believe in something. As writer and designer Nikita Moore said, if you do not believe in God, then believe in magic. If you do not believe in miracles, then believe in love. If you do not believe in love, then believe in art. If you do not believe in art, then believe in humanity. So I say to you today, believe in kindness, compassion, faith, and courage. If you don't care about anything, if you start to stop caring, you will fall into the dark places of the world that you don't really want to live in. To be successful, you must believe in something greater than yourself. The happiest people are the ones who are adding value to the world, who are building upon the good things in life, the important things that really matter. Over 30 years ago, a colleague of mine came out to his parents that he was gay. In those years, it took a lot of courage to do that, a lot of courage. And it didn't go very well. His mother sent him a Bible for Christmas that year, the last gift she would ever make to him. For 30 years, there was no contact with their son or son with his parents. And then what happened? The parents died. What an absolute tragedy on so many levels. Don't give up on family. During my time at Penn State University, I became close friends with one of my colleagues. We worked together, socialized together, traveled together, and had many fine evenings with our wives as we grew close for many years. But when I left Penn State, we grew apart. Many years went by with little or no contact. It wasn't anyone's fault. We both had intense careers and we were raising families, and we just didn't stay in touch. 2 years ago, my friend was in a horrible, life-changing biking accident and subsequently died at the age of 62. Don't give up on your friends. Secondly, derive satisfaction and a sense of accomplishment from doing good work. Take great pride in the professional quality of your work. Stress creativity and imagination in everything you do. Constantly strive to anticipate the rapidly changing needs of the constituents that you serve. But integrity and honesty are at the heart of everything you should do. And finally, I hope that you will strive to contribute in ways large and small to improving the human condition. Churchill said, and I quote, "In my experience, I have met and known two kinds of national heroes. The first type is in the national consciousness and inevitably is given riches and acclaim beyond measure. The second type of hero goes about their daily lives quietly and effectively, improving the condition of the human element, and they will inherit the kingdom of God." No list of ordinary people doing extraordinary things would be complete without Harriet Tubman. Born into slavery, Harriet Tubman escaped to freedom to the North and became an American abolitionist. She led hundreds of family members and other slaves to freedom using a network of anti-slavery activists and safe houses known as the Underground Railroad. And what about former Marine Dale Beatty? Dale Beatty lost his legs in the Iraq War. His community thanked him for his service by helping him to build a home. To pay it forward, Beatty founded Purple Heart Homes, which has helped build or modify homes for dozens of disabled veterans. We wouldn't leave someone behind on the battlefield, Beatty said. Why would we do it at home? And perhaps many of you have heard of the Little Free Pantry. Jessica McClard launched the grassroots mini pantry movement in May 2016 in Fayetteville, Arkansas, my hometown. She planted a wooden box on a post containing food, personal care, and paper items accessible to everyone all the time with no questions asked. She hoped her idea would pique local awareness of food insecurity while creating a space for neighbors to help meet neighborhood food needs. The motto that she created, give what you can, take what you need. That one little box inspired a major movement across the world. There are now over 7,000 Little Free Pantries throughout the globe. All these folks are everyday people, being everyday heroes. So I say to you today, do something heroic in life. It does not have to be monumental. You can improve the human condition in so many, many ways. And finally, try to have joy in your life every day. Try to laugh every hour of every day. Science actually tells us that laughter decreases stress hormones and increases immune cells and infection-fighting antibodies. Winston Churchill had one of the great personalities in life. He loved a great joke, and his wry sense of humor was literally extraordinary. After his retirement, Churchill was cruising the Mediterranean on an Italian cruise ship, and some Italian journalists asked why a former British prime minister should choose an Italian ship. There are three things I like about being on an Italian cruise ship, said Churchill. First, their cuisine is unsurpassed. Second, their service is superb. And then, in time of emergency, there is none of this nonsense about women and children first. Winston Churchill's humor attacked the craziness of our world. And be true to yourself. The poet E.E. Cummings said, "May I be I is the only prayer, not may I be great or beautiful or wise or strong, but may I be I." I thank God for this amazing day, for the leaping greenly spirits of trees and a blue stream, for the sky, the lovely, beautiful sky. Graduates, I wish you good health because it is the foundation of life itself. I wish you the capacity to give and to receive mature love. It is the foundation of a meaningful life. And finally, I wish you the capacity to dream and the opportunity to fulfill your highest potential in whatever field you pursue. Have faith. We live in a time of tremendous concern, trial, and tribulation. History tells us that crises come and go, but the human spirit always prevails. The human spirit always prevails. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you, David, for those inspiring remarks, and I just want to say again to you and your wife, Jane, for very much appreciated you accepting our invitation, and we very enjoyed last evening, and thank you again for today. And now I would ask Vice President for Academic Affairs and Dean of Faculty, Dr. Roebuck, to return to the stage, accompanied by Vice President and Dean of Students, Dr. Casey Lacey.
How you doing? Current students, parents, friends, the moment is upon us. Will the class of 2021 please rise? I now present the members of the class of 2021 who have been certified by the faculty and approved by the Board of Trustees of Westminster College for the degree of Bachelor of Arts. New graduates, you will now come to the stage to receive your diplomas. As you reach the stage, using my most endearing Southern accent, I'll read your names, hometowns, majors, note any honors you've received based on your performance at the end of spring semester. Once you've reached the stage, you'll continue across the stage to receive your diploma and pose on the X for pictures with President Lofi. I'll be over there. John Clark Alexander III, St. Louis, Missouri, business communication and a self-designed major in business with English emphasis. Elena Nicole Alsbury, Jefferson City, Missouri, business administration, business communication, cum laude. I need your card. Shraddha Amatya from Kathmandu, Nepal, biochemistry, cum laude. Molly Rose Amsden from Festus, Missouri, biochemistry. Kiana Nashe Andrews from Corsicana, Texas, psychology. Grace Marie Archambault from Eureka, Missouri, accounting, business administration, summa cum laude, and Alpha Chi. Sarah Louise Ayers from Baldwin, Missouri, history and political science. Sarah's diploma will be presented by her father, Brock Ayers, a member of the Westminster Board of Trustees, and her mother, Laura Ayers, president of the Westminster Parents Association. Markeisha A. Bailey from West Helena, Arkansas, English and psychology. Trenton Roy Barber from Jamestown, Missouri, economics. Howard Colton Barnes from New London, Missouri, exercise science. Catherine Elizabeth Bauer from Greenville, Illinois, political science. Drew Michael Bax from Loose Creek, Missouri, business administration, magna cum laude. Braden Mitchell Beasley from Claremore, Oklahoma, sports management. Emily Grace Bergman from Lincoln, Illinois, biochemistry and Spanish. Paige Alexis Bishop from Hannibal, Missouri, middle school education, summa cum laude. Brooklyn Paige Bledsoe from Eldon, Missouri, early childhood education, summa cum laude. Andrew Thomas Beeson, Jefferson City, Missouri, business administration, summa cum laude, and Alpha Chi. Stephen Joseph Glenn Brandt, Loose Creek, Missouri, Business Administration. Brendan Michael Brown from Jefferson City, Missouri, Exercise Science. Nikki Kathleen Brumbaugh from Boise, Idaho, Mathematical Sciences. Andrew Ryan Buckner from Fulton, Missouri, Environmental Science. Kayla Corinne Bunch, St. Louis, Missouri, Philosophy, Political Science, Environmental Studies. Corey Elizabeth Burr from Owasso, Oklahoma, Biochemistry and Spanish. Timothy Matthew Burridge from St. Louis, Missouri, Environmental Science. Jesse David Calvert from Parkville, Missouri, French and International Business, cum laude. Stephen Lavone Campbell from Harpersville, Alabama, Sports Management. Catherine Marie Carey from Columbia, Missouri, Biochemistry, magna cum laude. Cooper Todd Childers, Grain Valley, Missouri, Political Science, cum laude. Elena Renee Cisneros, Coffeyville, Kansas, Environmental Science. T.J. Francis Cochran, St. Louis, Missouri, Business Administration. Luke Allen Cryer from Republic, Missouri, History, magna cum laude. Michaela Ellen Danielson from Waynesville, Missouri, degrees in Security Studies, Finance, and Business Administration. Estela Clara Miguel David Nola from Lashinga, Mozambique, Spanish. Amanda Marie Davis from St. Louis, Missouri, Psychology. Kaylin Devon Tyrone Davis from Kansas City, Missouri, Finance and Business Administration. Skylar Thomas Stignite, Westphalia, Missouri, Business Administration. Caleb Lee Deal from Fulton, Missouri, Biochemistry, Summa cum laude, and Alpha Chi. Caleb's diploma will be presented by his father, Tim Deal, an employee of Westminster College. Corey Danielle Duncan from Duncan's Bridge, Missouri, Security Studies, magna cum laude. Colette Anna Faela, Moberly, Missouri, Environmental Science. Connor Wessel Felter from Columbia, Missouri, Physics, magna cum laude. Wilson Palmer Fisher from Jefferson City, Missouri, Business Administration and Finance. Alexander Grayson Fleetwood from Fulton, Missouri, Political Science. Justin Ray Gerdeman, Camdenton, Missouri, Finance and Accounting. Matthew Stephen Gibson from St. Louis, Missouri, degree in Finance. Trey Allen Glidewell, Wentzville, Missouri, Sports Management. Sean Michael Gordon from St. Louis, Missouri, Biology. Brett Madison Gould from Overland Park, Kansas, Security Studies, magna cum laude. Aaron Stephen Williams, Springfield, Missouri, degrees in Chemistry and Physics, summa cum laude, and Alpha Chi. Matthew Charles Geis, St. Louis, Missouri, Business Communication. Connor Marie Hadley from Anna, Illinois, Biology. Frank Allen Hageman IV, Delray Beach, Florida, History. I need your card. There we go. Bradley William Hamill from Manchester, Missouri, Computer Science, magna cum laude. Jacob Bradley Hammerstone from Fulton, Missouri, degrees in Political Science and Philosophy and Religious Studies. Elizabeth Ann Hammond from Columbia, Missouri, Security Studies. Jacob Daniel Hansen from Maryland Heights, Missouri, degrees in History and Political Science, summa cum laude, and Alpha Chi. Samuel David Heckert, Jefferson City, Missouri, sports management, and a self-designed major in business psychology, magna cum laude. Samantha Joanne Henderson, Louisiana, Missouri, biochemistry and exercise science. Sophia Louise Hessenkemper, Ashland, Missouri, environmental science. Hannah D. Hirschvogel from Jefferson City, Missouri, a self-designed major in health psychology. Emily Evelyn Holloway from Arnold, Missouri, early childhood education, cum laude. Benjamin Robert Holt from Butler, Missouri, business communication. Althea Harmony Honen from Kaiserslautern, Germany, political science, cum laude. Abigail Celeste Howard from St. Louis, Missouri, degrees in biology and Spanish, magna cum laude. Michaela Kristen Jackson from Eureka, Missouri, elementary education, summa cum laude and Alpha Chi. Nathan Philip James from Bentonville, Arkansas, transnational studies and political science. Amber Sky Johnson from St. Louis, Missouri, secondary education, cum laude. Jordan Matthew Karhoff from St. Peters, Missouri, political science, magna cum laude. Kobe Douglas Kaminsky from Fulton, Missouri, chemistry. Megan Taylor Kelch from Warrenton, Missouri, secondary education, cum laude. Alexandria Catherine Kennebeck from St. Louis, Missouri, biology, summa cum laude and Alpha Chi. Joseph West Labitska from Festus, Missouri, accounting and business administration. John Koval Lindstrom, San Antonio, Texas, leadership and a self-designed nonprofit management major, magna cum laude. Sarah Svetlana Lynch from Wentzville, Missouri, business communication, cum laude. Devin Dale Masick from Fulton, Missouri, sports management. Emily Rose Massman New Bloomfield, Missouri, early childhood education, magna cum laude. Kurt Allen Matheny, Wentzville, Missouri, economics. Enki Mlongo from Malalan, South Africa, biochemistry. Jordan K. Milam, Wentzville, Missouri, psychology, cum laude. Brandley James Miller from Omaha, Nebraska, self-design major in public health and security. Akeem James W. Modica Robinson, Little Rock, Arkansas, computer science. Dean David Morin, Downingtown, Pennsylvania, self-designed environmental education through interfaith leadership major. Olivia Rose Moritz, St. Louis, Missouri, early childhood education, cum laude. Benjamin Scott Morrow from Sullivan, Missouri, accounting, mathematical sciences, summa cum laude. Brady Patrick Mullican from O'Fallon, Missouri, political science and history. Mackenzie Dean Myers from Eureka, Missouri, sports management. Gregory Edward Miles from Festus, Missouri, business administration. Mitchell John Nardoni from San Pedro, California, business communication. Natalie Danielle Needy from Fenton, Missouri, biochemistry, magna cum laude. Tanner Easton Nowatzki, Kansas City, Missouri, accounting, business administration, magna cum laude. Anna Victoria Oliver from Raleigh, North Carolina, psychology, summa cum laude, and Alpha Chi. Stone Andrew Osterman from St. Louis, Missouri, exercise science, summa cum laude. Connell McKinley Patterson from St. Louis, Missouri, middle school education. Tyson Benjamin Ping, Columbia, Missouri, biochemistry. Graham Gustafson Penner from Leawood, Kansas, self-design major, management practice and marketing. Cornisha LaJeanne Phillips from Fort Worth, Texas, health and wellness. Robert Tyler Phillips from Columbia, Missouri, business communication. Christopher Jude Pierce from St. Louis, Missouri, self-design major, nutrition, exercise, and health science. Kayla Dupree Pittman from Fulton, Missouri, psychology, cum laude. Paige Elizabeth Price from St. Louis, Missouri, business administration. Nirotu Korshi from Accra, Ghana, biology. James Ethan Rackers, Osage Bend, Missouri, exercise science. Dalton Alexander Ryder, Camdenton, Missouri, business administration. Brandon Taylor Retke from Columbia, Missouri, business administration. Sarah Grace Rivers, St. Louis, Missouri, business communication and English. Julia Elizabeth Roach, St. Louis, Missouri, accounting, cum laude. Samantha Ann Schaefer, Williamsburg, Missouri, sports management. Corey Robert Schmidt, Wentzville, Missouri, exercise science. Stacia Nicole Scholmeyer from Centertown, Missouri, secondary education, summa cum laude and Alpha Chi. Natalie Ann Schulte, Lynn Creek, Missouri, international business and Spanish, summa cum laude and Alpha Chi. Taylor Jean Sewell from Wellsville, Missouri, environmental science. Derek Lee Schickles, New Bloomfield, Missouri, sports management. Jacob Delane Skaggs, St. Louis, Missouri, sports and entertainment business management. Tori Christine Revels Slaughter from Fulton, Missouri, Elementary Education. Clara Paxton Stifler, Holt Summit, Missouri, Political Science. Giovanni D. Strickland from Boonville, Missouri, Business Administration. Michael Scott Summerlin, Lexington, Missouri, degrees in English and Business Communication, summa cum laude, and Alpha Chi. Abigail Ann Sutterfield from Ozark, Missouri, Psychology, summa cum laude, and Alpha Chi. Jacob Lee Swanson from Lincoln, Nebraska, Sports and Entertainment Business Management. Hunter Orion Tessman from Hallsville, Missouri, Biochemistry, magna cum laude. Emily Louise Tomzek, Fulton, Missouri, Business Communication. Tori Nicole Thurston from Wardsville, Missouri, self-design major, sports management and marketing. Chance Allen Totten, Marshville, Missouri, exercise science. Lark Ainsley Tyler from Calhoun, Louisiana, degrees in biology and psychology, magna cum laude. Joshua Benson Udinaway, Columbia, Missouri, biochemistry, cum laude. Philip Vincent Udinaway, Columbia, Missouri, biochemistry. Benjamin Colin Manhookstrut, Weldon Springs, Missouri, biochemistry, summa cum laude, and Alpha Chi. Chase Riley William Vogt, Mattoon, Illinois, psychology. John Patrick Wisniewski, Chesterfield, Missouri, degrees in computer science, business administration, and information technology. Brittany Ann Wright from Fulton, Missouri, middle school education. Luciano Angelo Zaranelli, Bridgeton, Missouri, finance and business administration.
Okay, here's what we've been waiting for, folks. To those of you who have completed the requirements for the degree, by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Westminster College and by the state of Missouri, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts, with all rights, privileges, and immunities pertaining to thereto. And to those who have not completed the requirements, I recognize you and authorize that the degree be awarded to you upon completion of the additional work. Congratulations to the class of 2021. And not in the script, and I won't say something foolish, I would like everybody again to congratulate your parents, friends, and loved ones and other guests attending either virtually or in the various locales across campus. Let's have a round of applause for all of them. Okay, well, thank you for everybody's kind remarks throughout this, commencement ceremony. And I'd like to now introduce Ms. Marissa Dennehy of the class of 2008 for the presentation of the Seniors of the Year and some additional remarks. Marissa?
I would be amiss if I didn't say this before I got started. Hi, Mom. Good afternoon. On behalf of Westminster College's Alumni Council, congratulations on your achievement. For those unfamiliar with the Alumni Council, we serve as representatives of our alumni population to assist the college in vital engagement work, focusing our efforts on critical areas such as communicating the goals of the college with alumni, developing and increasing alumni giving, working to improve the quality of college life for students, supporting and sponsoring alumni networking events, and maybe most importantly, welcoming graduating seniors like you to the Alumni Association. I look out today to a group of impressive, inspiring individuals, full of enthusiasm, hope, grace, and enormous potential. I look out at an incredibly promising new group of alumni who I am honored to stand beside. Our Westminster alumni community is strong, but you, the class of 2021, will serve to make it even stronger. This moment is the culmination of all of your hard work paying off. You've sat through lectures and seminars. You've spent countless hours studying for exams and researching term papers. You've experimented for science labs or interned for a business or law firm. Or perhaps you've participated in student teaching or worked a part-time job during your time as a student. Some of you may have even learned a foreign language, studied abroad, or designed your own major. You've socialized with your fellow students around campus, and you've built lifelong friendships and networks that you'll be able to lean on your entire life, because that's what Westminster alumni do. We stay connected and we look out for each other. I often speak of my collegiate experience to my colleagues in St. Louis. I love this school, and I talk about the community I've become a part of here. I speak about how I met my partner, my in-laws, my greatest friends, and my closest confidants while at Westminster. Excuse me. And about how, nearly 15 years later, we have all moved on with our own lives, and we still connect a few times each year to celebrate a birthday, the birth of a child, or to just watch the Super Bowl together. And no one quite gets it. They don't really understand what makes this place so special. It's an enigma. I am regularly met with awe and bewilderment and a singular question. Is Westminster a real place? It's real. It's certainly unique. And speaking on behalf of the alumni population, we are so excited for you to all be joining our ranks. Our Alumni Council President, Nick Diefenbach, expresses his regret for missing the ceremony today. So in his absence, as the Alumni Council Vice President, I am honored to present the Senior of the Year awards to two outstanding seniors among you. We gathered nominations for these awards from faculty, staff, and students who felt their nominees were strong representations of Westminster's mission to significance, success, and service. Nominees were selected on their merits in categories such as academic prowess, on-campus engagement, community service involvement, and leadership competency. A quorum of Alumni Council members voted on all nominations and selected two seniors to receive the 2021 award and join the ranks of past recipients of this prestigious and hugely competitive honor. I will now present the first of the two awards. When your name is called, please approach the podium to collect your plaque and remain on stage for a photo. Our first outstanding senior is a biochemistry major who aspires to be a pharmacist. This student is a member of Peer Health Educators, the Pre-Healthcare Professions Association, Alpha Lambda Delta Honor Society, Alpha Chi National College Honor Society, the Blue Blazers Investment Club, and the Dean's List, among his many other accolades. He also regularly volunteers in his community for Special Olympics, the Missouri Stream Team, and as an A+ tutor for third graders. His nominator, fellow Westminster student Kara Wilfong, expresses that this student is a hard worker that always shows that he cares for his classmates and his school. Kara feels that this student is someone who is a diligent, humble, behind-the-scenes personality who doesn't change his level of effort based on whether or not he will be acknowledged for those efforts. Quite impressively, this student is graduating from Westminster in just 3 years. He's someone who puts in the work necessary through perseverance and compassion, traits that will serve him well at the UMKC School of Pharmacy, which he plans to attend starting in the fall. Please join me in congratulating Caleb Deal. Congratulations, Caleb. I will now present the second of the two awards. When your name is called, please approach the podium to collect your plaque and remain on stage for the photo. Our second outstanding senior is a political science and history major. This student is a member of Kappa Alpha Theta Women's Fraternity, the Skulls of Seven, Blue Blazers Investment Club, Phi Alpha Delta, Student Foundation, Student Ambassadors, Alpha Lambda Delta Honor Society, Order of Omega, Omicron Delta Kappa, and the Dean's List, among, and I'm not kidding you, so many more other accolades. Her nominator, Westminster history professor Mark Bolton, expressed concern about whether he could do justice to the extraordinary work this senior has done during her time on campus. He feels this student is not only an exemplary leader, but also has a devotion to the college that is unmatched. She's an encouraging role model among her peers and earns the respect and admiration of everyone she serves. In the fall, she will attend St. Louis University School of Law, where she plans to pursue a career in intellectual property law. Please join me in congratulating Sarah Ayers. Congratulations, Sarah. Before I conclude, I'd like to leave you all with this charge. As you embark on the next chapter of your lives, please stay in touch with the college. Many of you have had opportunities and experiences at Westminster made possible in part by the kindness and generosity of those who walk through those columns before you. In the coming weeks, months, and years, take some time to reflect on those experiences. Think about what you've gained, and consider paying it forward to the next generation of Westminster students. Whether you give back your time by perhaps volunteering for the Alumni Council, or your talents by guest lecturing or mentoring a student, Westminster urges you to stay in touch, stay involved, and keep us apprised of your future endeavors and successes. And if you're in a position to do so, please consider joining the hundreds of fellow alumni who are part of the President's Club of Donors who give back financially to the college. As you'll find in many aspects of your life, it takes a village. The Westminster alumni community, in addition to its students, is the lifeblood of our little Midwest school. And I strongly encourage you to give back in whatever way that you can so that the next batch of students can share in this amazing experience. Congratulations again, and good luck in all that you do. Thank you. I would now like to invite Laura Ayers, President of the Westminster Parents Association, to the stage to present the Faculty Member of the Year Award.
This award was named for one of the founding members of the Westminster Parents Association, Patricia Klein Liebling, whose faithful dedication to Westminster College tragically ended when she lost a courageous battle with cancer. Each year, the award is given to a faculty member who leads by example, who has a strong commitment to the students, and who is a caring teacher, advisor, and mentor. This year's recipient perfectly exemplifies those traits and is widely known as one of the most intelligent, passionate, compassionate, and dedicated faculty members at Westminster College. Since coming to Westminster College in 2013, this faculty member has served on at least 14 college committees, published or presented work to at least 13 peer-reviewed publications or conferences, sponsored more than 25 projects or internships, been involved in numerous student-related organizations or activities, and is currently in her last year serving as vice chair of the faculty. Further, Westminster has a program unique among small schools in this area, a cadaver lab, thanks to this faculty member's hard work and commitment to excellence. Finally, as a true testament to her impact on Westminster students and on the college itself, this faculty member won this very award in her first year at Westminster College in 2013 and again in 2016. She has also won Alpha Chi's National Honorary Society Professor of the Year, the Outstanding Junior Faculty Award, the Westminster College Education Association's Professor of the Year Award, and was named the Cameron D. Day Endowed Chair of Biology. By now, the students, staff, and faculty realize that this year's Patricia Klein Liebling Parents Association Faculty Award goes to Dr. Dawn Holliday, Associate Professor of Biology. And now I invite Marshall Jones back to the stage for the traditional column ceremony.
Graduates of 2021, you may now move your tassels from the right to the left. Many congratulations on your achievements. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. It's an audible, exactly. Okay, we're going to take a little walk outside here in a little bit, so we're going to change up the order of our program. So the first thing we're going to do is to close this commencement ceremony and then move to the column speech, which we will do right here in Champ Auditorium. After the column speech, we will dismiss the platform party, the faculty, the students, and walk to the columns. Parents and friends, if you are watching the live stream on campus, this is your opportunity to move to the columns to witness your daughter or son walking through the columns, if that is something that you would like to do. So let me first reintroduce the interim president and chief transformation officer of Westminster College, Mr. Don Lofi. For the alma mater.
Thank you, David. So please stand and remove your hats for the alma mater, please. Good job. So please stand, continue to stand and keep your hats removed, please. And I'd like to invite, please, again, Chaplain Nice Webb to return to the stage for the final benediction. Kiva.
Please receive this blessing, graduates. As you move through each coming day, regardless of the challenges and successes you may face, may you stay true to your deepest convictions. May you remain open to the stories of those who are different from you. May you never stop learning and resisting easy answers to complex issues. May you be wise enough to seek out simple joys to restore your spirits. And may you never become disillusioned from the hope that together we might build a world that is more honest, more courageous, and more loving, with a meaningful place for everyone. Go this day and every day in peace. Amen. I now invite Marshal David Jones back to the podium.
Graduates, please be seated. This concludes the commencement ceremony, and I declare this convocation of Westminster College closed. We will now move immediately to one of our most beloved traditions, the column ceremony. This time-honored rite of passage is the final farewell of the academic journey for the class of 2021. Just as they were welcomed as freshmen into the Westminster community by walking through the columns onto campus, graduates will now say goodbye to Westminster by walking back through the columns and into the world. As this is obviously a very special ceremony this year, and to promote health and safety, we will invite each graduate to walk individually through the columns as directed by the Skulls of Seven. The Skulls of Seven have also chosen to honor 4 retiring faculty members, Bill Carner, Sam Goodfellow, Angela Grogan, and John Langton, and 3 of them will follow the graduates through the columns. I now invite to the podium the custodian of the columns skull, Catherine Bloom, for the custodial address.
In accordance with time-honored custom, another class is about to pass from the cloistered halls of our beloved college. Today, you lay aside your academic robes. Tomorrow, you face the stern realities of a troubled and changing world. But have no fear. For 4 years, you have been sheltered and trained behind the protecting walls of our alma mater. Tomorrow, in the world's arena, you take your place in the growing army of Westminster's sons and daughters. Mindful of her traditions, defenders of learning, soldiers of righteousness. As you fight against the odds of the world, never forget, these lofty pillars, replicas of the first Westminster, bear their message to their mind, rather than the material eye. Endowments and buildings, however necessary, are empty things unless the institution they house is animated by a living soul. The ever-changing traditions throughout the past, the insightful memories of our elders, the precious recollections of a just people made perfect. Hallow this place and make it sacred for those yet to come and for those who have already gone. So, as you pass between these majestic columns, you are not abandoning the college, but are hastening to take your place in the ranks of her defenders. To you, Westminster commits her future and her honor. Seek wisdom, live uprightly, promote justice, defend freedom, serve God, and live this heritage. As you pass through these pillars, may you take the knowledge and skill you have gained here at Westminster out into the world. Congratulations, class of 2021. You may now pass through the columns.
Students, please remain seated until the platform party has left the auditorium. The Skulls of Seven will dismiss you from the auditorium and lead you through the columns. I now declare this convocation of Westminster College closed.